Our next speaker is Frank Mail. And actually, before I introduce Frank, is Jane here too? Yes. Oh, good. Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure Jane and Frank both are here. Okay, good. So our next speaker is Frank Mail. And Frank is a co-owner of Lawrence Landscape. That's a full-service landscape provider starting its 24th year in business. And Frank is actually the first person in Kansas to hold both the Certified Landscape Professional and Certified Landscape Technician designations. And Lawrence Landscape currently employs 6 landscape industry certified technicians and 2 landscape industry certified professionals, and has 4 people who will be taking the field test this August. And actually, we get a lot of questions on CLT certification. So I'm very pleased that Frank and Jane are both here today. So they're going to talk about CLT certification. I would like you all to meet Jane Mail as well. And Jane is a director of the MAGICouncil, that's Regional Trade Association, serving the lawn and landscape industry. So together, they're going to talk about CLT certification. Okay, thank you. Welcome.
Morning, folks. My name's Frank Mail. I'm with Lawrence Landscape, and I'm here to talk about landscape industry certified. I'm a ditch digger, not a public speaker, so be easy on me. This will go a lot better if you ask questions. You can ask questions at any time, and we'll get through this. First off, let's kind of poll the audience and see who's here. Who in here loves horticulture and landscaping? Raise your, all right, I'm in the right place. Has anyone here in the room heard of the green industry group Planet? You better have. So a couple people, but not many. Who in here works part-time or full-time in the green industry, either cutting grass, installing plants, mulching, pruning? So we have a good number of people. Very good. Are all people in the green industry professionals? Now, have you seen topped trees, retaining walls collapsing, maybe striped lawns from misapplied fertilizer? So maybe we're not all professionals. When you're looking at a potential employer, how can you tell if they value employees and invest in their future, an employee's future? Is there an easy way to tell? Not really. It's kind of tough. It's kind of a crapshoot. You might be going just by clues, maybe websites or things like that, but or their facilities. Is there an easy way to let potential employers know that you can walk the talk? I mean, you have a resume, but other than that, is there an easy way that they can go, boom, well, this person, they know their stuff? It's kind of a tough deal. You've got your resume, or you've got a degree. Yeah, portfolio. So that's outstanding. How can we answer these questions? Would a uniformly recognized landscape designation, a nationally recognized uniform landscape designation help? And should that designation be earned through rigorous skills testing, and both written and hands-on? I'm here to visit with you folks about a solution, Planet, which stands for the Professional Land Care Network, and it was formerly ALCA, the Association of Landscape Contractors of America, and PLACA, which was the Professional Lawn Care Association of America, combined to form Planet, who now is the voice of the landscape industry. Planet has developed a nationally recognized landscape industry certification program in 5 specialty areas, and those areas are irrigation, turf maintenance, ornamental maintenance, hardscape installation, and softscape installation. Each module has a written test that covers safety, which is paramount, and specialized written tests that cover the appropriate topic. And an example is that in turf maintenance, the module also covers irrigation components and principles, turf grass maintenance principles, and turf grass maintenance calculations, so figuring fertilizer rates, pesticide application rates, and even so far as mixing fuel. So you have your mixed fuel ratios. The total written test time is about 2.5 hours. The hands-on portion of the test includes, of the turf grass maintenance test includes turf fertilizer, aeration, where you're actually running the machine, edger and string trimmer, where you're running the machines, rider lawnmower, irrigation lateral repair, actually glue and primer, find the leak, put it together, and adjusting heads, basic controller programming, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 in the morning type deal. Total hands-on testing is around five hours. The written test is currently given in the Kansas City at the MAGICouncil headquarters. The next one is scheduled for Wednesday, June 15th at 9 in the morning. The cost is $50 if you're a MAGICouncil member, and I believe the membership is $100. And where's Jane? 50.
$150 for a
Okay, and do we have a student? I was going to ask you this before.
Yeah, we don't have a student rate.
That may be something we ought to consider. Yeah. So, but anyway, there's going to be an investment involved. The field test is given at the KSU Hort Research Center. It's basically at the end of Santa Fe Drive at the Army Ammunition Plant, and is a great facility. It's a permanent facility. It's one of the few in the country, and it's kind of a premier deal. That date is on Saturday, August 20th. Check-in is at 7 in the morning, and the cost is $250 if you're a MAGICouncil member. And the way this deal works is kind of like a pesticide applicator's license. The certification works with, or stays with you. It doesn't stay with the company. It doesn't stay with your organization. So when you earn the designation, it's yours, and it goes with your name, and will follow you around. You're also in charge of keeping your certification up, which consists of going to various trade shows and also being part of the like a judge at the test facility. So there's some continuing ed that's involved, but most people that are committed to the industry are doing it anyway. So it's kind of like points for doing what you're, just being a good camper. I know that employers are always wondering about a potential employee's hands-on experience. And don't get me wrong, a college education is great, and you'll use that knowledge for the rest of your life. But having the hands-on practical skill set in tandem with your college education will put you in the front of the pack, and you'll be an asset to a company, or if you're going out on your own, but you're way ahead from day one, and you'll earn more money because of it. And it's a practical fact. You may be asking, other than proven skills, why are companies looking to hire landscape industry certified technicians? Many cities and universities in this area and throughout the nation are requiring landscape contractors to have landscape industry certified staff at their facilities and staff on the job that are landscape industry certified. They're doing this so the best contractors are bidding the work, and they get the best technicians doing the work, and so the projects come in on time, on budget, and done right the first time. This sounds simple in an academic setting, but believe me, it's huge in the real world. And so municipalities, especially in the open bid environment, where they can have unqualified bidders, they're looking a way to separate the skilled and the people that can perform from those that can't, and not giving it to the low bidder even though they can't perform. And I have here, it's a way to separate the wheat from the chaff, and it really is. I'm sure that you're wondering if I can walk the talk, and we here at Lawrence Landscape have 6 landscape industry certified technicians and 2 landscape industry certified managers. We found that the people who take and pass the certification become leaders in the organization. For our people that are certified, we put the logo on the business cards, and I'll hand some business cards out, but we've got both the landscape professional and the landscape technician designations there. And it's a great little commercial. And we also have the letters after the name, so there's CLT, or CLP. And it's a great 5-minute commercial when you're visiting with people for the first time, and they look at that and they understand CPA or an engineering designation, but if you have the CLP or CLT, they're not familiar with that designation. And so you have that look on their face, and it gives you a chance. I mean, you have a free 5-minute commercial because they're going to ask about what does this mean? And you can go through the process that you went through to take these tests and pass them, and you're one of the cream of the crop. I mean, I'm guessing less than 2% of the people in the industry are landscape industry certified, and so that kind of frames things in a different light when you can explain that to customers. Excuse me. Also, we found we're one of the few companies in Lawrence that has landscape industry certified people on staff, and the public agencies like the Extension Master Gardeners can't really refer to specific companies, but one of the things they enjoyed doing is referring certified people, whether it's arborists or landscapers. And so when they're saying, well, you know, we can't recommend a specific company, but you know, when you're looking for a contractor, be sure to look for somebody that's certified or landscape industry certified. And Lawrence Landscape it's a pretty short list, and so that's also a leg up in our industry. So with that, it's a pretty short presentation, but we have manuals up front, study manuals. We have a matrix that goes through the different disciplines and the tests involved, and we have applications, and I'd be glad to visit with you. We have 2 CLTs, certified landscape technicians, at the Lawrence Landscape booth. In fact, we have one right back here, Chas Benton, and is our maintenance manager. And so we'd be glad to answer any questions about the test or any questions you might have.
We also brought some fun pictures of the actual on-site field hands-on test is what they now call it. Instead of a field test, it's called a hands-on test. So we brought some pictures, and Frank will be able to share what the actual problem is probably. But this is an example of the test site on test day. We have, it's usually an August plot, so we have some tents. We always provide water, beverages, lunch, fruit, you know, to keep you nourished throughout the day.
The test site here showing the sandbox right here is an area where we'd be laying sod, and darned if the dimensions aren't the same as the sod. So there's a sprinkler head there, there's a valve box, and so you'll be hand grading that area, laying the sod, trimming the sod as per the specs in the manual. You're also keeping track of your time and whatnot, and so that's pretty basic, because in landscaping everybody deals with sod sooner or later.
And as Frank mentioned, this is a permanent site. A lot of test sites around the country are temporary, so we're very fortunate to partner with the State University on this permanent test site. And one of the reasons this is a North American exam, if you would go to Colorado or Illinois, you're instructed, trained to give this test exactly the same way as you would in any part of the country. So,
And this is lateral installation, I believe, and it's an irrigation problem, and so you're given a plan, and you have so you have so many feet of lateral, and you're installing a head on swing pipe and whatnot, and it's pretty exact. You have within 6 inches that you're scaling off the plan and getting it all right. The plan here, or the problem here, is landscape installation. You're laying out the plant material, and again, you've got a north arrow, and so with all those different plants, you have a 6-inch leeway, which it's not as easy as it looks. And the other aspect is you have a time constraint, and you folks are going to be way ahead because you're tested weekly or whatever with going through the different classes here, but the time constraint can take somebody that's done this particular job in the industry for years, and you throw a little added pressure on, and to get it done in time and correctly, it's not as easy as it looks.
some of the problems are 15 minutes, some are 30. Paper installation is 80 minutes.
Yeah. speaking of which, here's the paver installation. You have aggregate, and you have sand, and you're building a little 4x4 pad, and with paver restraints on the sides with the correct slope, and doing the correct compaction and everything else. So 80 minutes. I mean, this is the one that everybody struggles with, and to get it through the first time is you've got to be really good. Yep, exactly. And yeah, and this is right near the grading, and but this is the part of the maintenance aspect of it, and there's lateral repair and head adjustment, and it can be rather chilly, you know, when we have the retakes in October, so an October morning, and the judges will take off points if you get blasted. But there's a range of different heads. We have a lot of hunter products, rainbird products, and whatnot. So everybody should be comfortable with the different products. And there's the sod installation taking place. Rider mower. Safety is a big component. We'll have people again that do this every day, and will leave a guard up or not put the earplugs in, and that will disqualify you. And so, yeah, eye protection. Leaving the tines of a rake up, is another one. And so it's it's blocking and tackling. It's not, a lot of it's not real technical, but it can it's important, very important. And here's the hedger. We actually have a little poured sidewalk there to work off of. And this is grading and drainage, and you're given different points, and you're basically making a valley and setting a catch basin to the right height, and it's all done in tenths of a foot, and you have a margin of error there. But that's, again, you don't have time to. I mean, you have to know your stuff. And this is programmer controller programming, and there's basic and advanced, and but dealing with the A and B program and setting up a prescribed course. This is skid steer, and you're going through a maze of cones, and you're dumping over. There's a 2x4 up top that's just resting with gravity on top of a couple nails. So you've got to be pretty good, and you're running through that course 3 or 4 times, dumping the dirt over, and then once that is complete, then you actually scoop the dirt back up and take the course back to the way it was originally. So you have a little bit of grading involved.
That is our last picture.
So, with that, are there any questions? Yes, sir. There is now.
They recommend, it's a recommendation that you have a minimum of 2,000 hours work experience, which they calculate as 1 year. And so that they want you to check your work experience, but that is a recommended at least 1 year experience before you begin the certification program. And when you register for a test, if I could go through, you receive like a test booklet, which helps you study. Like, this is the irrigation test booklet, and it tells you exactly what you're going to be tested on. And it doesn't give you the written test problems, but it gives you the field test problems. So there's really no secrets as to what you need to know, and the information is contained in these manuals. And these manuals are available from Planet, but I can help you get them at MAGICouncil and save you a few extra dollars, because they are $60 a piece, but if I order them, I can save you some money. But they have a manual for each
discipline.
Discipline, that's a good word. And then at the table in there, we have a matrix of problems. Some of them cross over, and those are shaded in yellow. So it makes it, if you earn your certification in ornamental maintenance, well, then you might just have a few problems you need to do to take And then also at the table, it's a colored map of the KSU facility, so you get an idea of how it's laid out.
Yes, sir? It's, you're,
Honor system.
yes, sir?
Are you certified in each particular discipline as you go along?
Right.
Take a group of them,
Right, yeah, so my CLT's in irrigation, and chassis is in turf maintenance. And so, you want to play to your strengths. I'm going to put Stu on the spot here a little bit. Do you want to talk about student career days, or?
Any chance we get the Frank Nixon Planet used to be out there. They had a yearly competition called the Student Career Days, and it's held at a different university, and it had, this is its 30-something year. In 2012, March 2012, it will be hosted for the first time at K-State in Manhattan. So the people been in this kind of competition? It is. This is my 21st year of going. It is probably one of the most mountaintop experiences that you'll have. You get 900 plant-crazed students in the same room along with several hundred industry, and we're there for 3.5 days. It's one of our students said a couple of years ago, "This is great, I can talk about plants and people don't look at me like, what's wrong with you?" So it's, there's 28, this year, 28 different competitions. It looks very familiar, similar to, a lot of them are, some of them are cerebral, plant identification, business management, construction estimation, design, and then some of them are very hands-on. Everything you can think of that you have your hands on during the day, that would have their hands on as well. So, so when we have that, you can imagine we have 60-some teams, 60-some universities. How many individuals do we need to score those? So it's a small army. So after we get done with this one, which happens to Jackson, Illinois, we're going to, hopefully you'll be hearing from us. And so we're not looking for your money. We're really looking for you and for your time and for your interest. And there's a career fair as well. That is Friday morning. Sorry, set me loose.
Yeah. No, that's good.
It's just, if you haven't ever been, you're within this area, you're too close not to, even if you just go.
What's the dates again?
Excuse me?
What are the dates again?
Oh, March, it's, I think, the third week of March of 2012. I don't have the, maybe this year. It's spring break. They have to have it during spring break. They pretty much monopolize the campus, and we can't have it. We got to have all the parking lots with competitions and all this building space. And the students are gone. We think they can. It's like the third week.
I was lucky enough to go to when they hosted it in Columbus, Ohio, and didn't know much about student career days, and went, and it was at the campus. They had it at City Park, and it was there. I was there at like 6 or 6:30 in the morning. We were getting ready to set up our test facility here, so I wanted to get some ideas. And I mean, it was like dead quiet. And at 7 o'clock, it was like the Marines had landed. I mean, it was just, I mean, all the test problems were set up, and but it was just amazing. And I ended up, they needed a hand, and so I ended up judging irrigation repair and also irrigation installation, which is a lot more rigorous than the CLT program. And it was just amazing to see the different colleges and the kids and how well they were prepared in performing on these in these skills. I mean, it's just it's a neat deal. With that,
Thank you so much.
thank you.